Let's put together a 4-person 72-hour food kit for under $35. So I love to do as much DIY as I can with our emergency supplies because I think they are really important to have, but they can be quite pricey. When you start looking at emergency food kits, just for one person, you can easily spend $30 on one of the cheapest kits that you can get, and there's zero meat in it, and that's only for one person. So I think it's really great whenever we can find those deals and put together our emergency kits on our own and save a ton of money. I only spent $31.25 on everything inside this bucket. You do not need to use a bucket. You could use a tote. I didn't include the bucket in the price because I already have this bucket, and you could use anything really. You could use a backpack, a tote, a bucket, whatever you have that's going to hold all of the food for the weekend. Most of these items are pretty compact, which is great. So there's enough food in here for 4 people for 3 days. 72 hours, we can have lots of emergencies. You're going to want something that has a handle or is easy to grab and carry. That's what these emergency kits are for, really. We've got our pantry, so when we're home, but we want to have those emergency food kits. So if we have to evacuate, flooding, storms, tornadoes, whatever, if we have to evacuate our homes, we want to have kits ready to go that we can just grab and run with. So this is one of those kits that is just, it's simple and easy to put together, and you can tailor it to things that you and your family likes. So let's jump in and see what's inside the bucket. So when I was putting together this bucket, I wanted to make sure we had fruits, vegetables, lunches, breakfast, dinners, all the meals for 4 people, and you're easily going to be able to put that together. These are not individual things. You'll have to split them up, but they're all together in the bucket, and easily you can share these around, split things up into different meals, and do things like that. So the first 2 things that I grabbed are freeze-dried fruit. I think freeze-dried fruit are amazing, and these are only, I think, $2 a piece at Walmart. They were really inexpensive. So I've got pineapple and bananas. These can be useful. You can eat them just the way they are. You can add them to foods and dress up your meals with them, which is great. So freeze-dried fruit, whatever kind you like. We like the bananas and apples, so I grabbed those. And the next thing is I threw in a jar of carrots. I don't really love the ones in the can at the store, so I grabbed my own can from the pantry. But I did value this at about $1 because that's about what it would cost you for a can of carrots at the grocery store. And I also grabbed a can of chicken, and I valued this at the store price as well, even though I know that this only cost me 99 cents to make because I put this up a while ago, and chicken was on sale, and I only buy it on sale, so I can do chicken a little bit cheaper, and there's a whole pound in here, which is wonderful. So a big 12-ounce can or 2 of the smaller cans would definitely work for what I would use it for in here. And then I also grabbed, you can get these at the Dollar Tree, $1.25 a piece. I think they're closer to $2 at Walmart, but definitely check around your stores. I know a lot of you have Aldi's and things like that where you can get things a little bit cheaper. We don't have that. I just have to go with what we have available around us. So these are only $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, and they're pretty good. I got a tuna one with everything, bagel seasoning in there, and a chicken salad, and these both have crackers in them and little spoons to spread it, so you open and eat, really easy. Also, let's see, what else is in here? We grabbed all kinds of stuff. The next thing I grabbed, I found this at the Dollar Tree as well, and this is a Hefford Rip and Ready. It's just some beef, some spicy beef in a package. It's a little weird to have squishy beef, but I thought this would be great. It's all seasoned and stuff, so when you're making your meal, you don't have to worry about adding extra seasoning. I do think seasoning is important, and you should throw some in here. because you need something just to give it a little extra flavor. And if you could put a couple kinds in, at least salt and pepper, and anything else that you could throw in that you might have around the house, just make little packets or whatever, toss them in there so you have enough for those 3 days of food. And the next thing I grabbed is instant white rice. These are wonderful because they cook up so fast. It is really affordable. The great value was about $2 for this big box. But if you went with minute rice, you're talking almost $5 for this size box. So I went with this one. I would repackage this. I would not just put this in there in this box. It will save you space, and it will keep your rice better for a lot longer than it's going to last in this box. But if you're trading this out every year and putting a new one together each year, I wouldn't worry about it at all. You could leave it right in the box. Definitely. Let's see, what else is in here? And I also grabbed a can of mixed vegetables. You could do any kind of vegetables you wanted. Still, mixed vegetables in the can are pretty cheap, but I thought it would be great. You could take the chicken, mixed vegetables, rice, whip up a meal with that. You could take the beef and rice, and you could use the mixed vegetables in there. We got more stuff in here, so you could even mix it up even more, which is great. Let's see, what's next? All right, and then I grabbed this, just a little box of granola minis. I think granola is great to have in your emergency kits. They're great for giving you energy, protein, and they're tasty. It's a nice little snack. So there's 5 little containers in here, and you could go with any kind of granola bars or granola that you like. Homemade granola works wonderfully as well. We love granola. So any kind. We make it, we buy it, we eat all of it. We love granola. And the next thing I grabbed was just a small container of Quick Oats. These were about $2 at Walmart as well. I think they were $1.97. And there is 11 servings in here. It's a whole pound of Quick Oats. These are going to cook up nice and fast. And if you add some of your fruit to it, it would be delicious. You can definitely dress up the oatmeal so it's not so plain. You could put a little sugar in the bucket if you wanted to, or just your fruits are nice and sweet all on their own, so it will help with the more bland foods. And then I also grabbed a can of soup. You can get these at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. You could use any kind of soup that you like, really, homemade soup, any kind. Add a little instant rice, water. You can beef this can of soup up to feed more than one person, 2, 3 people. Definitely, I would add probably a cup of rice and a couple cups of water just to really stretch that soup right out. And you've got good flavor in there, so just stretch it out as far as you can. I think that is super important. I also grabbed a 16-ounce container of creamy peanut butter to put in there. So peanut butter is wonderful. It is a great protein. You can put it on crackers. You can eat it on a spoon. If you had some bread, you could put it on there. But, I mean, just off a spoon would work in an emergency situation. I think it is a great source of protein, and it's super easy to eat. It's good on the banana chips. You could dip those in there, and or however you wanted to do it, which is great. And you can mix this stuff up like crazy. And I did add a salt-free seasoning because, you know, you want to have some sort of flavoring in there. If you wanted to just put a regular seasoning with salt in it, then you wouldn't have to worry about adding salt as well. But the more you can put in there, what you have at home, you can definitely package them up small, vacuum seal them, use that vacuum sealer and vacuum seal little packets of salt, pepper, anything like that, sugar, any kind of seasonings that you wanted to put in there. You could even add a little cinnamon, which would be nice in the oatmeal. And then a can of beans. I was thinking the beef, the beans, and rice would make a nice meal, and you could definitely make enough rice to make this big enough for a family of 4 easily. And if you only have 2 people, you could shrink it down. You know, you want to go with what you have. And the last thing I have in here is I added 2 packages of the wild pink salmon from Dollar Tree. These are only $1.25 a pack. but they have good protein and it really can mix up. You can add it with your rice. You could do some of the vegetables in it. You could do it just with the rice. There's a bunch of different ways. You could add more vegetables to this if you chose to. I've got carrots here and mixed vegetables, and I've got some beans, but you can really mix this up any way you want with the things that you like and your family likes. And putting it in this bucket just makes it so easy for you in an emergency situation. If you've got this sitting in the mud room or next to the back door or however you normally get out, in the closet with your coats or whatever, grab your bucket, grab your coat, you're out the door. Having these together can be a lifesaver in an emergency situation. I think that emergency food buckets are something that we should always have ready to go, whether we are purchasing them, which is definitely simple and easy, and you don't have to think about it. But you are never going to get enough food for 4 people for 72 hours for $31 in one of those kits. There's no way. So in this way, you've got actual meat and vegetables and fruit and everything you need. And it might be a little tight for your family, but it definitely will keep you alive for 72 hours. You'll be fed and happy. So inside this 72-hour kit, all of the things that I have here, there are 10,408 calories in this bucket. You are going to need some water to cook some of these items like the instant rice and the oatmeal, but you should have water already in your preps. So that gives you 2,602 calories per person for 3 days, which is a little bit low, but you could definitely change some of these items up so they're higher calories if you want to make sure, or if you are just looking for bare minimum, this is going to get you through. It's not going to make you last forever, but it's going to get you through an emergency, and it's at least food that your family is going to like. And there's also 484 grams of protein in this bucket. So it would give you 121.25 grams per person for 3 days, which is a pretty decent amount of protein for 3 days. Most people don't quite get more than that a lot of times because they skimp on some of the meats because they're so pricey. So this is just a little something I thought I would put together really quick just to give you an idea where you can go with this and go. It's really simple and easy to do. Just picking out the things that your family likes. Instant rice is wonderful because it only takes a couple minutes to cook. And it's pretty affordable, especially the Great Value brand was pretty cheap. And the quick oats are another super fast. You don't even have to cook them. If you just soak them in water, they'll cook on their own. Just boil some water, pour it over the oatmeal, and you have nice hot oatmeal. Or if you don't even want to cook it at all, if you're not able to cook it, you can just soak them in water and they will be fine in a few hours and ready to eat. Just throw some fruit in there and it'll be like overnight oats, quick and easy. And that's it for today. Think outside the box. Grab up those foods that are inexpensive, that are going to last, that are shelf stable. I really love that you can get these smaller packages of fruit. They are pretty affordable, and they would definitely dress up your oatmeal, give you that little something sweet that you like, and even the granola, grab ones that your family enjoys. Switch it up, and you might be able to do it even cheaper than $31.25, but I am sure you can pack a bucket for a family of 4 for 72 hours for under $35. I know you can do it. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!